Hello and welcome to another interesting video. In this video, I intend to show you how the formula for the root of any quadratic equation came about. And the formula is x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. It's a popular equation that most of you formula or equation that most of you know already, but you don't know how that came about. So enjoy this video as I show you the proof. So the question will be, given the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, prove that the root of the equation is given by x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So let's begin the proof. Come along with me. So let's start with ax squared, the given equation, bx plus c equal to 0. Okay. Now what we have to do here is to complete the square for the expression on the left side. Okay. But before we do that, we have to make sure the coefficient of the x squared is 1. So we'll divide through by a. Let's divide through by a. So I divide this term by a. I'll have x squared plus b over a x plus c over a, and then 0 divided by a, so basically it will be 0. Okay, so the first thing we divide through by a. Then next, I'm going to isolate the c over a, right? Take it to the opposite side with equal sign. So I have x squared plus b over a x. So subtract c over a from the left side and then do the same to the right side. So I have negative c over a. Okay, so far this is what we have. Now I'm going to complete the square for the left side of the equation. So we're going to complete square here. Complete the square. Now, how do you complete the square? You complete the square by taking half of the coefficient of x, right? So take 1/2 of the coefficient of the x and square it. Then add. All right, so let's do that. So I take 1/2 the coefficient of the x, which is b over 2. 1/2 of that will be b over 2a. Okay, so I have x squared plus b over a x add b over 2a, and the whole thing is squared. Whatever I do to the left side of the equation, do the same to the right side. So we have to add b over 2a to this side as well to balance out. All right, so that's the addition property of equalities. Okay, of equality. Great. So now we have a perfect square on the left side. So this is the square of the sum of a binomial, right? So I can easily come out with the square. Okay, so square root of this, that'll be of x will be x, square root of b squared, b over 2a all squared. So basically it's b over 2a, and then because this is plus, this will be plus, and the whole thing is squared. That's a complete square. Okay, all right. So this now is equal to negative c over a plus, let's simplify this. So this will be b squared over 4a squared. Now for the right side of the equation, let's write that over a common denominator. So the common denominator on the right side will be 4a squared. All right. So that will leave us with negative 4ac here plus b squared. Okay. Now let's just switch the position of b squared and negative 4ac so that we can see it coming out well in the final answer. Okay. So I'm going to apply the commutative property, right, of addition here. So I can write b squared minus 4ac, same thing, over 4a squared. They're the same. I just switch the positions. Great. So can you see the formula coming out gradually? Right. So now we're going to isolate the x. We're going to solve for x. So to solve for x, that means that I have to take the square root of the left side and then take square root of the right side. So if I take square root of the right side, of the left side, I'll end up with just x plus b over 2a will be equal to take square root of the right side. So square root of all this, b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. Remember, when you take square root of anything, it's usually plus or minus, right? Or say plus or minus. Okay. We can take square root of the numerator and then take square root of the denominator to split and find the square root. So I have x plus b over 2a is equal to plus or minus. So now we'll have square root of b squared minus 4ac. Square root of 4a squared will be 2a. All right. So now I can get x by itself. So to get the x by itself, I have to subtract negative b over 2a from the left side. So I just have x is equal to subtract the same thing from the left side, from the right side. So I have negative b over 2a plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, all over 2a. Okay. Now let's put these two terms into an expression that has the same denominator, and then we'll have an answer. So x is equal to, I can write negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, all this over 2a. And this is the formula that we have proved nicely, all right? So very, very interesting formula with a nice proof. All right. So I believe now today you know where this formula came from. It just comes from completing the square. I hope you enjoyed watching my proof. Watch out for more proofs coming soon. Thank you.